last match, and I've been joined by Joe and Quickshot to break things down. And breaking things down, mostly it was a very systematic game by Alliance, in my opinion.
There's not a whole lot to break down, I'm afraid. You know, Alliance just got ahead super early. They punished Millennium. They just kept getting in their faces and making their comp work. It was difficult for Millennium because they simply didn't have an answer to anything that Alliance did.
Yeah, and it's hard to really judge whether this is a weaker Millennium from what we saw last week in the Super Week, where they obviously did really, really well, whether Alliance are a lot stronger, because Alliance did play this game almost flawlessly, and it's really hard to say whether Millennium just lost that earlier on and it was a no comeback situation, a game that they may just want to forget. Look why it went that way in the first place and then just forget it.
Yeah, we can't really say, but what we can say is that there was one particularly big play, and hashtag LCS big play moment that came to you guys, and there's also someone who tweeted about it. It comes from @Spectrank, who says, "Oh my God, Shook, the flying monk, hashtag LCS big play."
It was a super cool play. If we pull it up onto your screen, Shook as well as Froggen just do such a good job under the tower. Keep a close eye on the damage that Kerb takes. He actually tries to clear the minion wave, and that just opens him up to get chunked down by the Sonic wave and the damage from Alliance. So roll this clip out. We'll roll it about half speed, and we'll see this flying monk coming in just a moment or two. It's something that Shook has done so often on Lee Sin. In my mind, it's his strongest jungler. So there's Kerb. Gets caught by the hook by Nif, Sonic Wave at point-blank range, and whazza! First blood.
That was an interesting noise. I actually want to give the credit to Nif on that one, because his Flay actually slowed them as they pushed in there. Hook came in, Flay came in, then he got an easy hook off, and okay, Shook got the glory moments and a special noise from Quickshot for actually finishing that off. But it's not the first time that we've seen Nif and Shook combining so well. In fact, it wasn't even the only time in that game that Nif's hooks really opened up kills for them.
Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember that you can send us your own favorite plays or the noises you want to hear from Quickshot by tweeting @LL Esports, along with that hashtag LCS, of course. Now, what do we make of this? It's, of course, too early to draw conclusions about either team, but the fear is creeping in that Millennium, the way they started so strong over in the summer split last year, might they go down that path again?
I do agree with you. It might be too early to call to question that, but there's two things I want to highlight. In the interview, Nif was saying, well, we weren't afraid of the LeBlanc. And during the sounds of the game, Kerb himself said, pick me LeBlanc. I think I'm being baited, but I don't care. He will care next time, because the LeBlanc had zero impact. Alliance played around it so incredibly well. Froggen on Nidalee was not afraid. He kept his distance at all time. There was no kill threat on him at all. And it's not something you can do at this level.
I think it's hard to say whether that's a start of the downhill spiral for Millennium. It was a very one-sided game. I think we can more look at the other side of it and say Alliance look incredibly terrifying right now, and if they keep going like that, they're going to be up there at the top come the end of the split.
I predicted they were going to be at the top, and I'm sticking to my prediction. I'm not changing in week 2. But there's time. There's time.
We know, Quickshot. We're going to head back to D&D at the desk, but first, let's hear what Jankos has to say about his opponents when Roccat faces SK Gaming in our next match.